Dragon Age The Veilguard continues to exhibit one of BioWare's strengths as a studio, but this strength also presents an issue for the latest Dragon Age game as a whole.
Houston, we have a problem.
Welcome back to Above the Table, a happy little corner of the internet where we discuss what's going on in the vast world of fantasy and science fiction releases with a special focus on tabletop gaming. But we're not going to pass up the opportunity to yap about Dragon Age now that BioWare's newest game has released. One of the aspects that makes the Dragon Age franchise so incredibly beloved by gamers over its multi-decade existence is its rich, carefully constructed lore. Since the creation of Dragon Age, BioWare has worked incredibly hard to craft stories and characters that are built upon a foundation of complex lore. While this is wonderful from the viewpoint of players being able to fully dive into the universe and learn detail after little detail about what makes Dragon Age stories so rich, layered, and complex, it's also a bit of a setback in terms of exactly what the game is classified as. BioWare has not only written themselves into a corner, but their players in Dragon Age The Veilguard as well. Because the lore they have created is so rich now that we are 4 games and multiple other media releases deep into the franchise, this role-playing game actually feels like it has fairly limited role-playing. In a story as complex as this, certain events have to happen in a way that fits within the grander universe, which ultimately lends to a role-playing experience that feels like the player doesn't truly have any agency to make decisions and therefore limits the impacts the player feels they are making on the universe. Think of it as putting together a large puzzle. If one piece is actually from a different puzzle and it doesn't match the rest of it, the entire thing just isn't right. At the same time, there is also a surprising lack of personal lore for each of the companion characters and even the player character, Rook. In previous Dragon Age games, BioWare deliberately crafted dialogue that would allow the player character to get to know their companions more in depth and vice versa, but unfortunately for Veilguard, there is a serious lack of curiosity in this regard. Not only is this presented as an issue with the recruitable characters, in general, Rook's encounters with NPCs in the world are not crafted in such a way that Rook can use these interactions to further learn about factions, cities, or characters. Rather, NPC dialogue largely comes across as instructions for the player to move between objectives. Even NPC cameos featuring returning characters from previous Dragon Age games do not utilize their history well. While someone who has played all of the games, such as myself, will immediately recognize the characters and remember their contributions to the franchise, newcomers to Dragon Age are not given the opportunity to learn about these characters in the Veilguard. While this lack of dialogue options may not be an incredibly huge deal to some, it does seem to go against BioWare's continued assertion that the Veilguard is completely newcomer-friendly. Yes, someone new to Dragon Age may be able to grasp enough about the universe from the context provided by Veilguard to have a basic understanding, but can they truly develop a profound love and appreciation for decades of lore building without the opportunity to further learn within the game? Unfortunately, this seems like a pretty sizable miss on BioWare's behalf. Are you enjoying the role-playing aspects of Dragon Age The Veilguard, or do you wish the dialogue provided a bit more agency and allowed for more curiosity toward the companions and settings? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for more content from Above the Table.